This is the man to whom the European Union is now looking to solve its migration issue, President Sisi of Egypt. It was the surprise development at the Salzburg summit. The idea was driven by the right-wing Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, who visited Sisi last weekend. He's come back full of praise at how good Egypt is at stopping refugees from leaving.
With Egypt, we have for the first time a country in North Africa that is willing to intensify talks with the European Union. Egypt has proven that it can be efficient. Since 2016, it has managed boats that leave Egypt for Europe, and whenever they have left, it took them back.
The thousands of men, women and children who have drowned in the Mediterranean bear witness to the total lack of a strategy from the EU, either to help rescue them or to find a reliable partner in Libya to help instead. Europe now has many leaders whose biggest priority is to keep asylum seekers out. Egypt's Sisi looks to be in luck. The European Union has found it absolutely impossible to persuade individual member states to share out asylum seekers between them. But if you ask those same countries, would you pay somebody else to do it, then they all reach for their wallets. In terms, the new European migration plan is to outsource the whole thing to Egypt, and they see no moral hazard in getting a country with such a poor human rights record to do it. Ask the EU if it means that Egypt will run migrant detention centres, or whether asylum claims for Europe will in future be done in Cairo, and they say it's still early days. But more summits focusing on Egypt are being planned for December and February.
Indeed, if it is the case that there's good migration management in Egypt, and that seems to be the case, well and good. But that does not mean that it's automatically the solution for Libya, where there's a very, very completely different set of circumstances, different issues of governance, in fact, almost no government in many cases.
If there was unity about the need to keep asylum seekers out, there was just as much on trying to stop the UK from leaving the EU, or at least a continued flat rejection of the British Prime Minister's proposed plan. She now has under a month to come up with something new. Laurence, Al Jazeera, Salzburg.